give the invocation, if you will, please.
Fathers, once again, we come before you. We ask you to look down upon us, give us wisdom and knowledge to help to make the right decisions for our people. We ask you to bless us and take care of us in the days like this. We ask you to bless our soldiers that's on the battlefield, those that are sick, shed in, and those that bereaved. In your name we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Let's stand and pledge allegiance to the flag of our country.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gentlemen, you've got the printed agenda. Is there any modifications you'd like to make to the agenda? That's good. I entertain a motion that we approve the agenda as printed.
So moved.
Mr. Johnson made a motion that we approve the agenda as printed, seconded by Mr. Ramey. Any further discussion about the agenda? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no opposition, our work is cut out for us. The first item on the agenda is presenting the awards for our Christmas parade. And I want to say this to those of you, all of you, and I think most of you already know this, and it's probably repetitious, but that's absolutely, I think, one of the best, prettiest, best arranged Christmas parades we've ever encountered. And the way we sort of confined our people on that one street, and all, I just think that was outstanding. And then with the people, Roy Cheney and Joel and all of the other volunteers that have worked so hard, we can be proud of those folks that did all that. And it was a complete success as far as I'm concerned. And we're going to ask Andrea to come up and make the presentations of the awards for the Christmas parade winners.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. Thank y'all for letting us be here. And we want to say thank y'all for always supporting the parade, too, because y'all always ride, and that means a lot to us, to the Chamber of Commerce. Like the Mayor said, I'm Andrea Taylor. I work with the Chamber Development Authority. This is Shannon Kite. She is our chairman for the year. And we're going to, we basically had 5 kind of standout entries in the parade that we definitely wanted to recognize. I'll call their name, and then Shannon is going to present them with the award. One of those entries was from Grace Community Church. As you all know, the theme of the parade was there's no place like home for Christmas, and we felt that these 5 entries really embraced that theme and did a great job with their entries. So, Grace Community Church. Yeah, our pastor, Nathan Greer, couldn't be here tonight, but I think he sent his wife. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
He sent the boss.
Sent the boss.
He sent the boss.
That's right.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you all for the hard work, and it was a beautiful place. Thank you.
Is someone making pictures as y'all present those things?
Phyllis, will you take some pictures and see that we get them, please?
Sure.
Huh?
Miss Greer, would you mind stepping
Come
back
back
up
up
here?
here.
Thank
Oh.
you, thank you.
If you'll get them for us, and then we'll transmit it so that, thank you for doing that, Phyllis. Thank you. Okay.
Next we have Family Healthcare Connections and Hazelhurst Pediatrics. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, all right, you're excused, Doc. And the next time if you need some kind of surgery, I specialize in neurosurgery.
Y'all have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
5678 Dance Academy with Marcy Williams. I don't think she could be here tonight, so we'll get that to her. Kiwanis Club of Jeff Davis County. And the president of the Kiwanis Club is Jennifer White. She's here to accept the award.
And that's Miss Stacy Bohannon.
And Miss Stacy Bohannon.
Didn't I get that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Kiwanis Club's first time in the parade, I think, right? Yep. Congratulations. And then the last is, the kind of overall standout was Hillcrest Baptist Church. They had a beautiful float. Obviously, they took put a lot of time and effort into, so we want to thank them for participating as well.
They're not here either?
I can represent Hillcrest.
All right.
Whoa, Phyllis. Andrea, get up there, please.
There you
I'm
go.
actually headed to a Christmas party, church Christmas.
How about that? Well, great, that's good.
Perfect timing.
All right, good.
Very
Thank
good.
you, thank you.
Sir, thank y'all very much for letting us come.
All right, thank y'all for all the
Thank
hard
you.
work.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Okay,
Y'all have a Merry Christmas if I don't see y'all.
Thank
y'all come back when you can stay longer.
Merry
Okay,
Number
number,
ducking and getting out of the camera there.
number 2 is the 12-inch water line, that we've, got going from, the Gill Street well out to Beasley's, sawmill out on J. Yon Road. The project is coming along real well. I think I may or may not have mentioned it to all of you, but we've hit a little stump, with that. It's, nothing to do with the contract, nothing to do with, getting the pipe down. But for those of you that may not know, and I think most of you do, in and around the old cooking company plant, and then where Buddy Spann lives, and you know where, I hope you know where Ms. Jane Baggett's house was, on the street behind it. From Jane Baggett's house, that street that's now closed, that crosses the railroad there, and out to Buddy Spann's and up to the plant, has been under environmental restricted thing for years and years and years. And it's common knowledge all over town is a general rule. Well, lo and behold, when we leave the Gill Street well and come up here to come down that street and bore under the railroad track to get over to Pine and then go around to Plum, when that came in and we sent it to EPD for approval, they said, oh, hold on, we've got some problems there. So we're dealing with that. I think we're about to have it worked out, so we will not have to change the route. If we do, we've always got to do, instead of leaving the Gill Street well and coming up to that street, is leave the Gill Street well and go down the right-of-way of the railroad and go back across city property, you know where that park is down there. So they're not going to slow down or stop. It may slow it down a little, but they're not going to stop this project. So that's the update that I wanted to make sure that all of you were aware of. If you got any questions, I'll try to answer it.
Have they located the valves out at Beasley's yet? At all?
No.
Okay. I mean, they're still trying to get all that straightened out too.
Yeah.
So we can get everything tied in, so we can meter it and everything.
Absolutely.
It's supposed to be metered when it gets out.
But they haven't got all that done either, Eric. Okay, any other questions about the 12-inch water line? Like I say, this little obstacle there with the environmental people, we can go to Plan B if we have to, but I think we're going to be able to get it worked out. Okay, the next is in talking with the engineers. We're supposed to have this project ready for bidding by March the 1st. March. That's the date that I was given yesterday. So that should be all together and ready to bid by March. Any questions about by the way, that's the, roughly, when we add everything in, that's the $2 million project with all that 75 fire hydrants and a lot of new water lines and valves and all.
Now, the first part of that is gonna be the hydrants before they ever start the well, correct?
I don't know which is about that now.
Well, I mean, I know you'll have to take and broach that subject when it comes up and everything and whatever else, but just from, and I'm sure Mr. Ramey will still be pushing y'all hard like pack bulls and everything else, but we just need to make sure we take and stay atop of that and get the fire hydrants out there first or whatever else, so we can take and, you know, the well we need, yes, fine.
Well,
But
it's all
fire
in the-
hydrants are pertinent, they're
Fire hydrants are essential.
essential. Yes.
It'll all be in one contract.
Right.
The contract will bid it, and he'll have to produce, or either, he's got the proof of his ability to perform the contract. If he don't, he'll have to pay us.
Right.
So it'll be done. Okay, any other questions about that one? Cody, you want to, help me with the airport resurfacing project at the airport?
Oh, as far as that goes, I think, I don't know if everybody has been updated on the second allocation letter that we have, $2.4 million, that's gonna be allocated to us as well. That's gonna be a 5% match. So that's gonna allow us not only to do the resurface of the runway and do the tie-in from the taxiway to the runway, it's actually gonna let us do the rehab of the apron as well.
Yeah, I talked to Croy, yesterday, Croy Engineers, and, they say that this contract will be let sometime in March.
Correct.
And, it's crack and seal and complete resurfacing of our runway from one end to the other. There's a place, our airport taxiway has got a crown in the middle of it. And at the crown, somebody, we've worked fine through the years, but they want it right at that crown so that you can see that end and this end. They want an exit ramp going over to the taxiway.
That's on the runway, not the taxiway, right?
From the runway to the taxiway,
Okay.
an exit.
Yep.
An exit right at the crown from the runway over to the taxiway. So that's in it, and that's a right expensive ordeal too, with, by the time you put in all your lighting and all for that. And then, resurfacing, crack and seal and resurfacing and that. But, if you remember, we went ahead and started, how much was that first project we let on that thing, or not let, we agreed to move on?
The 94,000, I think, was the...
90-something, right at, well, the time we got through with the engineering cost, it was a little over 100,000. So we're taking that project and this one and putting them together, and it's all will be done under one contract, and it'll be, according to the engineers with Croy, it should be ready for letting, sometime in March. So we'll have a lot of stuff going on around here, which is good. Any questions about the airport project? Okay, moving along, we're doing good. The Georgia State Patrol post, I was out there today, and we've got all of the cement poured for the back porch for all the patrol cars in the back and the utility storage building. We've got one little pour up by the building in the kitchen where the air conditioners are to sit, and one little one back in the maintenance thing, very small. The little pour those two pours are very, very small. So all the concrete is finally poured, and the inside, all the framing is done, the electrical wiring and circuitry's going in. We're fixing to start putting all the air conditioning stuff working. The airport project is coming along, the State Patrol Post project is coming along very well. It looks like, they called and wanted to give us to give them a date on when it'll be available. And they're wanting it as soon as they get it, but I told them it would certainly be May 1 at the very earliest. At the very earliest that they could get in. So that's where we are with that. Any questions about it?
Have they gotten back with us on the air conditioning contract and being able to save a little money before January hits us?
We're working on, I've got a meeting in the morning with them on that. We've already got that tremendously reduced from the figures that you and I were looking at. It's way down below that. The equipment in it itself, 5 units, 2 ton, 2 4-ton, I forget the tonnage, but all of the equipment, all of the air handling equipment, and everything, the equipment list complete, not the duct work, the outside heat pump, the air handling unit inside, and the circuitry and panels to connect the two is down to $20,000. Instead of
a major difference.
That's a major difference. So we've, and that's to be confirmed in the morning.
I'm assuming then on the ductwork, they did approve go to a round ductwork instead of the square.
Have approved that, and, yeah, that's gonna save us a tremendous amount of money as
Right.
well.
That's it.
I think we're coming along real well on it, and I'm.
How are we financially as far
We've-
as on budget? with it?
That's a good question, Eric. We're still working on our first draw.
The first draw was $300,000, and I was setting right now checks just a little bit earlier and thus far, we still have like $80,000 left on that first draw.
Would you say we're doing good or not?
Yeah, we're where we need to be, and that's what I'm just making
Yeah.
sure, because we don't need to take and leave us
Yeah.
hung out with something we can't take and give back, so
Well,
that's the way it always works.
we won't elaborate on that. All right. Pardon? Pardon?
The brake's going up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Doing
yeah,
real well.
it's looking good.
It's gonna be a fine, in fact, we had some visitors with the GSP, with the Colonel McDonald wasn't out there, but some of his top lieutenants was out there today, and they showed me some pictures of another one that's being built now as we build this one. And they don't like everything they see in the other one. They were complaining, had some pictures of it and showed me today, and they said, we're so proud of this one will make the other one just look at shame. Now, how they managed to come up with a plan that's got a lot of metal on the outside of another unit, I have no idea. But at any rate, this is gonna be a fine unit. That's one reason that, and by the way, they said that our big tower will be coming. The geotech boring to check the foundation for the tower is gonna be done next month sometime. And, so we're coming real well with that project. Okay, the other night when I went out to the, fairground for the young farmer deal, I, heard that they had a wreck out at Collins Street and Pat Dixon out there, so I decided I'd divert that way. Ms. Walsh, your, husband's, Carol's wife, did you know that she, well,
Betty?
huh?
Betty?
Yep. She was going out that way and didn't see it, and she hit this side of the round thing, just not going around at all. The car jumped that rail, cement rail, but when it landed inside the thing, apparently the car compressed enough that when they hit the other side over there where Rhonda is going out, it just tore out a hunk as far as from here to the end down there, and messed up her car, something awful. We've got to put more lights on that thing. Carl and I have put reflectors all the way around, not like, every about 4 feet around it. There's signs, and we got one light up there on it, and Mary Ann just said a minute ago, you still can't see it. So I don't know what we're gonna do with that thing. I hate like heck for people to keep tearing up their vehicles and all those things. But at any rate, gentlemen, it falls upon us to find a way to get enough light and reflectors on that thing to help it.
One thing you can do where the approach is on Pat Dixon, and I mean, this is just light the areas on both sides, but down where you're coming up to it and everything else, actually put the cement divider over there in the little triangle where it splits it off. So it comes up, you're coming out of the roundabout or going into it, and have the circle there. That's one thing you can take and do, and put that high-vis paint on that middle piece.
And reflectors in that little triangle showing you that you turn out. That's a good idea,
And I
Eric.
mean, that'll be about the only thing. That's the only thing we can do.
And more light.
And put a light.
We're gonna have to put a light
You
on.
have to
Put a light on the other side too.
Right, put a light on each side, and then take and
And
put
what you
those
said
in
there, I think that'll help, and make sure that the reflectors, they've knocked some of them off, the cars hit them, but we've got to work on that now, because we've had, particularly that one, one reason that one is subject to the wrecks that we've had, is that by the time they get out there, they're doing 60 miles an hour, or 50 or whatever. They've got through downtown and they're flying, and all of a sudden, bam, here we are. But at any rate, we still got to do all we can to try to protect their property.
Have you got signs
Oh, yeah, there's two signs.
detecting
Yeah,
that,
two signs in every direction
Signs
coming in.
indicating.
showing that they're coming up to it?
Yeah, they don't pay, of course, I don't pay attention to signs out there either, so I can't fuss with anybody else. All right, okay, anything else on the roundabout? We gotta work on that, y'all. All right, you've reviewed the minutes and the water and sewer adjustments in the, report to council. I'd like to combine 7, 8, and 9 and entertain a motion
And 10.
the check register, okay, all right, we'll do that too. 7, 8, 9, and 10, entertain a motion that we approve those items.
Make a
So-
motion.
Mr. Griffiths made a motion that we approve 7, 8, 9, and 10. Is there a second by Mr. Ramey? Further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that's approved. Okay, anybody? Yes, ma'am. Come on, Rhonda.
I got two tonight.
All right.
The first one is for Eric. Thank you for your service on behalf of the citizens of Hazelhurst and Winfield County. Thank you for your service to our community.
Appreciate it.
Good luck with your future adventures, and I'm looking forward to seeing you around.
I'm gonna be here.
Number two, I know here a while back, the DOT sat at the intersection of Gill Street and Jarman Street. What was the verdict of them sitting there all day long and viewing the traffic?
The traffic count and the study that they made did not meet the criteria for a traffic light. We were denied.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, if we don't do something there,
Somebody
we'll have,
gonna get killed.
somebody's gonna get killed. I just almost, there was 3 wrecks in town last night, bam, bam, bam. One was there, one was at Walmart, one was downtown on one-way street.
I'm working on it.
As we just came into town just now, a vehicle actually stopped in an outer lane to let a car pass. That's how bad it is at that intersection.
Yeah,
Can we,
bad.
if we can't get a red light there, can we make?
we're gonna get a red light, forget it. We're gonna get a red light.
We gotta go a different route to be able to do this, and it's not the simplest thing in the world, but, we're definitely working toward getting a light there. And I definitely agree with you, it is a hazard. I don't understand, why DOT turned us down. I saw the print of what, they said. They talked also about the distance between lights and, the number and traffic that we had that was there, even after the fact that they had seen 6 potential wrecks the day she was sitting there. But, they turned us down, and, it's up to us now to take a different, door to be able to get that done. It's got to be done.
Alright, the survey they made was before our bypass was shut off. Now that the bypass is down, a lot of people is cutting through that back street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get possibly them to come back and take another look at it?
We're gonna get a traffic light there, just give me time. Just hang
How
on.
much time?
Yeah. If you think you do,
Don't fall, Mayor, don't fall.
if you think
They
you,
cost money.
if you
they cost money.
if you think you can do it any quicker, take off. I'll turn it loose to you. Raise your right hand.
All the help.
Raise
you
your
give
right
us,
hand, I'll swear you in and
appreciate
get,
it.
yeah. All right, any other citizen comments?
Yes, I have questions. For Christmas holidays for Facebook, when are you closed? Just Tuesday, as you said, Tuesday and Wednesday? And also, when is the swearing in?
It will be January 2nd. I've asked them to be here between 9 and 9:30, so the swearing in will be at 9:30.
Is that time okay with you, Diane?
I'm sorry, I was trying to do it.
9:30 on the 2nd. Is it good with you?
We've already talked.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can ask if I want to. All right, okay, all right, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Any other comments from the citizenry? Okay. Mayor and Commissioners?
Yeah, I reckon I can sit here and do it, or I can go to the podium, either one. But, I just wanna take this time and whatever to take and let the citizens, and thank the citizens of Ward 3 for electing me twice to have sat on the council for the last 8 years. Now, having said that, I wanna thank the citizens of Hazelhurst, all of them, for allowing me to serve for the last 8 years on the council, because as you all know, that our council members and everything else, yes, you have a ward that elects you, but yes, you are a council member for everybody in the city of Hazelhurst, and you represent them. You get calls from all different ones and whatever else, but I've tried to take and represent the city of Hazelhurst to the best of my ability and its citizens and everything. But I wanted to take time to tell them, thank you very much for allowing me to serve in this capacity. And don't think I'm done, because I'm not. I'll be back. And like I said, I'm not gonna go away. I'm gonna be like the little fly that hangs out at the picnic. I'm gonna be there. So y'all look forward to it. I'm gonna try to stay involved, if possible, you know, with Joint Development Authority and the Chamber. and, you know, also with the city and the county, because there's a lot of things that we can still accomplish as a whole, working together. And the key to that right there, I just said, is working together. It ain't about individuality. It's not about what's better for me. It's not about what's better for this ward or that ward. It's about what's better for the citizens of Jeff Davis County and Hazelhurst as a whole. And when we can take and start to act on this instead of just talk about it, we're gonna be better off. And until we do, we won't. We need to do more than talk about it. We need to act on it. We've got a good leader over at the chamber right now. We've got a good leader at the Joint Development Authority in Audrey and everything. We need to take and pick up some of the passion she has to take and help this city and county out and go with some of these ideas. Think outside of the box is what it takes. That stinking thinking will get you in trouble. Now, a wise man once said one time, the farther behind you that you can see, the further ahead you can look. And the thing about it, it's true. Look behind you, you can learn from your mistakes, but you can also learn and see what works that you can use. So let's be wise about it. Let's do it. Miss Diane, I wish you all the best and everything. If you ever need anything, holler, whatever else. I mean, I'll be happy to help any of y'all. I don't care what it is. If y'all ever need anything, Mayor, John, Dwayne, y'all holler. I mean, like I said, I'll be here. And like I said, but I just wanted to take and tell y'all, you know, but I do appreciate the citizens allowing me to serve the past 8 years. And with that, I thank you all.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
Now, if you will, meet me up out front right here.
As y'all are walking up front, Eric, I do want to say how much I appreciate, and the council as a whole appreciates your experience in your service for the time, and I'll even say that I appreciate your guidance that you've given me through the time I've been with you.
Well, I thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Eric, congratulations on your service. As you wait to take the picture when I got the gospel according to Bain first. As I told you when you came and told me that you were running for mayor, I told you that you'd never run against a fair opponent. And I think I lived up to it exactly. I said he's a mighty fine man, he served well, and you did the same as well. The campaign, I think that you and I run, is a good, I think politicians from everywhere could take an example and try to follow the lead that we gave. I've got seen through the years people that when they run against one another, they think it's a war between Russia and the United States or China and Japan and Pearl Harbor, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. Every office ought to have at least 2 running for it, and maybe more, because you need people interested in seeking public office. Exactly. And when you've got people that don't even want to qualify and run, and you don't have an opponent, something's wrong. So that's not good. So I think I commend you, and you run a good race. And I was your friend yesterday. I'm your friend today, and I'll be your friend tomorrow. And I'll shake your hand every time I see you, and won't dodge. Some people have a habit of kind of deciding that you in. I used to play in my house, and I sort of half raised you, and I'm going to keep trying to raise you. That's all right. I'll do like I did then. I won't listen. I want to read this, presented to Commissioner Eric D. Griffin on behalf of the citizens of Hazelhurst. Thank you for serving 8 years as Ward 3 Commissioner. Your service was greatly appreciated for the city of Hazelhurst. I want to present this to you, and thank you for your service.
Most certainly, most certainly.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Oh, and another thing too.
Now, we won't be more giving you nothing.
When y'all get to Georgia City Stadium and everything this year, whoever's gonna be there for the award ceremony, I know you will be, because you'll be getting an award and everything. I've got the certificate of distinction needs to be picked up.
I'll assure you, sir, I know about that, and I'll see that you get it. When I was mayor before, and I had all sorts of certificates up there, finally, one of the workers down at the shop said they found mine in a garbage can down at the barn. And And I finally got mine through a worker from the garbage can, and I'll assure you, yours will be picked up and handed to you.
Well, Eric, everybody jumped in front of me, and I didn't have a chance to talk, but anyway, but from my heart, I want to say, I thank you. I didn't believe it was no 8 years. They've gone by too fast. And, you've done a good job. And I must commend you that when this happened to me, I was thinking about hanging it up, and you told me no. And I stuck with it, and going off, you didn't treat me like a fellow commissioner. You treated me like a brother. Sometime I think I was the daddy of either you. You looked after me, and I appreciate it from my heart. I don't look to miss you, because I hope you do stay active in the city, because we need people in Hazelhurst and Jeff Davis County to get involved.
Yes.
We need them to get involved. We can talk, but if they don't get involved, and just one or two do as they want to, you won't get nowhere. So I want to thank you so much for being here.
Well, I appreciate that. Appreciate
Anybody
the
else?
kind words.
Thank you, Eric. Anything else? Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. Mr. Johnson?
Hold on.
Oh.
It's my last one, he ain't getting it.
There you go.
He ain't getting it.
Okay, all right, Mr. Griffin?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay.
Second motion.
In those of you that don't know, always I look to Johnson down here, he's always in a hurry to go. Bloodworth down there is as big a hurry as he is, and they make a motion to adjourn in second, but Eric's decided he won't do it that time. Let's do it, Eric. Thank you. All right, you've heard the motion and the second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.